you are able to do exceedingly abundantly, far above all I could ask or think. Believe, yes, I believe. You say,
I believe that you are able to do exceedingly abundantly, far above all I could ask or think.
I am so excited because the Step Out TV shows are back live on T2i TV. And for those who don't know, Step Out is a series of interviews and motivational segments designed to bring the best out of you and your business. Therefore, we have the following TV programs. Our first TV program, which is our flagship program, dubbed Step Out with Oscar Bimpong, is designed to interview consultants, experts, talented people, and those doing exceptionally well in their communities. The second one is Step Out SME Focus. This is where we interview business owners and showcase their products and services. The third one is Step Out Youth Impact Zone. This is where we interview young people succeeding against all odds to serve as an inspiration to other young people. And the last one is Step Out Authors Corner. And this is where we interview authors to share what their book is about to the world. Join us every week at 7 p.m. GMT. Like T2i TV on Facebook and subscribe to the YouTube channel. To advertise or for further information, do WhatsApp +44 759 1152 983 or +233 55 580 3924 or email info@traintoinspire.com. T2i TV. We engage, educate, enlighten, and empower.
Welcome to another exciting edition of the Step Out Youth Impact Zone. And it's another wonderful day where we always give opportunity to young people for them to come and share whatever they have for us. This is a platform for young people. This is a platform for them to discuss the impact they are making in this world. A lot of young people are giving excuses. They are blaming government. They are blaming their parents. They are blaming the system. But there are some young people who are not blaming anybody, but they are taking the bull by the horns to really take a bold step in pursuit of their vision. And these are the young people that we bring on the Step Out Youth Impact Zone TV show, for them to really come and share their story, come and share their vision, come and share their entrepreneurship drive, where they started, where they are, to be an inspiration to other young people. So I believe that a lot of young people have been neglected. A lot of young people don't have the platform to share their stories, especially on the African continent. When you go to my country, Ghana, most of TV programs are either politics, entertainment, or sports. There are not a lot of programs that are designed to really shape the minds of young people. And this is what this program is all about, the Step Out Youth Impact Zone. And all the Step Out TV shows are geared towards helping people to build their vision, helping people to believe in themselves again, helping people to understand that it can be done by bringing expertise, talented people doing exceptionally well in their communities, and those that are really consultants and really making a difference in life. So that them sharing their expertise, we believe, is going to give them first-hand knowledge in pursuit of the vision of all our viewers. So today is not a reception, but today is strategically positioned for young people. And I have a very young man that was on the show last week. And by popular request, people say they want us to do part 2. And that is why this young man is back, because the kind of knowledge that he shared, trust me, is good for the old and it's good for the young. And this is the kind of things that we want people to understand, that we should stop underestimating young people, because young people are very talented. They know, they've got the technical know-how, but they just need some direction. They need some support. Some even just need one word for them to really succeed. And this is where we have come in to bridge that gap. But before we go on to introduce my guest for today, I just want to really reiterate on the sponsors for this program. Now, this program is being powered. All the STEPOUT TV shows are being powered by T2i Inspire Consultancy. T2i Inspire Consultancy is your business training and consulting firm. And as a business startup or in terms of your business development, we will help you to strategically position yourself in the marketplace. Now, this program is also sponsored by Pick and Kill Personnel. Pick and Kill is your #1 agency for hiring healthcare assistants and nurses based in the UK. It is only for UK residents. Then also ALS Global Shipping and Logistics is your trusted import and export company based in Accra. For all your import and export, just contact ALS Global Shipping and Logistics. They are your trusted partner. Then this program is also sponsored by ZPay Ghana Limited. ZPay Ghana Limited is your remittance and mobile money company based in Ghana. Now ZPay have launched their USSD code for their mobile money for operation in Ghana. It's now live, and the USSD code is *270#. I mean *270#. If you now want to go with ZPay mobile money, just dial *270#, and you will be part of the ZPay family. Also, this program is sponsored by Kudu Business Support. Kudu Business Support is like they are there for your web or graphic design, app development, or social media management. Now, let's go straight to business. I'm about to introduce my guest for today. And as I said, my guest is here just because of popular request. He was interviewed last week, and a lot of people have been bombarding me to really bring him on board again because of the wealth of information that was shared. So today, he is here again. And who is this young man that I'm really talking about? He is the CEO of 233 Developers LLC based in the USA and Ghana. He is the president of the African Youth Leaders and Entrepreneurs. He is the Deputy Executive Director of Global Chamber Accra, and also serves as an advisor or strategic consultant for numerous startups and SMEs. Who is this young man that I'm really talking about? He is in the person of Mr. Peter Enimil. Please welcome to STEPOUT Youth Impact Zone TV show, and you are live on T2i.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Oscar. It's a pleasure being here once again, and I'm really glad to be here.
You're glad to come back. I think the number of messages that I have been receiving since last week when you were interviewed, and some people say, look, let that young man come for part 2, because we have really enjoyed it, and I think that is a plus to you. It means that you need to continue to do what you are doing, and out of it, there's going to be more blessings and breakthrough.
I'm really glad. I really appreciate it. I thank everybody for spending their time listening to whatever it is I said, the little I know, and sharing it to other people. I'm really happy about it, and I hope today becomes even more valuable than the previous time. That is my prayer, to make your time as valuable as I could possibly ever give you, and give you as much information as I know already. So I'm really happy. I'm really happy to be here. I'm excited already.
Wow. So today we are going to talk about the basics of life that young people should know in pursuit of life.
Right.
And that is a very powerful discussion to really talk about. Now, before I go on, I always ask, just be very brief. Who is Peter Enimil?
Peter Enimil is just a simple guy. I'm more of a tech guy, and I'm more of a thinker. Basically, I'm a tech thinker, and I help people start businesses. I help think for people. So if you have any issue, if you've got anything about life, about religion, about spirituality, about business, more importantly, God and business, I could actually think it through for you. If you've got any idea, you need somebody to help you expand the idea, I could actually help you do that. So I'm just a normal guy. That is not necessarily normal.
Wow, I'm just a normal guy. That is not necessarily normal. Now, our topic for discussing the basis of life that young people should know is basis of life. Now, somebody will ask, you are very young, so how do you even know about the basis of life that that young people should know that is going to be a guide for their life?
True. I am young, very, very young, under 30, or let's say 30, right? But then again, these are laws that I think some people are aware of, but many of us aren't aware of. And these are like basic things that I've sat down to analyze, I've studied, I've taken my time to really, really divulge into, to see what are the fundamentals of life. If I'm a person, what do I really need to know before I step up, I move forward? Because I've come to the conclusion that life actually never withholds anything from us. And that these are the basics we need to know. Why doesn't life withhold anything from us? Why is it that some people are getting some things and you are not getting, or I am not getting? Why is it that I'm sowing a seed and yet I'm not reaping? Why is it that I have good friends yet I'm not making an impact? Why is it that I watch T2i TV yet I'm unable to start? These are the basics we need to understand. The whys. The whys are the basics, and that is what we're going to talk about today.
So, can you tell me your first why? Why are people not being able to achieve their goals in spite of they go to church, they are applying all the jobs, they are in jobs, they are not progressing, they are starting one business and failing from one another? Yes. Can you give me your first why?
Okay, in as much as that particular why is a complex why, it's a chain of whys, yes. Right? But the first one is you reap what you sow. You never reap banana if you sow tomatoes.
Okay.
Most people plant a seed and they don't see it through. They don't plant it properly. If you plant a seed, best you plant it properly, lest you don't reap anything at all. These are the things that we need to understand. There are basic laws on the planet Earth that we need to follow. As a human being, we need to understand there are laws that are on the planet Earth that we need to follow. Life, like I said earlier, life never withholds anything from anybody. Not you, not me, not love, not health, not supplies, not companionship, not employment. All these things exist in infinite abundance. We are the only human beings on this planet Earth that can stop ourselves from flowing, that can stop the power within us from moving ahead. Simply because we are not aware of nature's abundance and tremendous power that flows within us. And that is the power that, unfortunately, it remains untouched because we don't know how to release it, or we don't understand the laws that makes the power function. I tell my friends that the true mark of greatness is not within what a man can accomplish, but is in his ability to help others accomplish what they can actually do, or to help others become themselves. So these laws, if we don't know it, they are still lost. If you know it, they are still lost. If you abide by it, they still exist. If you fail to abide by it, they still exist. Best you abide by those laws, lest you fall and die greatly. It's like the law of gravity. Whether you understand the law of gravity, the law of gravity exists, or you don't understand the law of gravity, or the law of gravity doesn't exist. It doesn't change the fact that the law of gravity exists. If you jump from a 20, 30, 40-story building and you fall on a concrete floor, you will die. This is true for anybody that is rich, true for anybody that is poor. The law of gravity is not selective. The same applies to these kind of laws. So if you reap what you sow, if you plant tomatoes, you will never get plantain. And if you plant a seed and you plant it properly and you water it and you put your mind towards certain things, you leverage on your knowledge, you are able to create certain things from your subconscious mind to your consciousness. Then those things, as you follow these laws that we are about to discuss today, will be able to put themselves together, piece themselves together. That way you don't make a mistake, that one mistake that will take one thing out. Because everything affects everything in the world that we live in. Everything affects everything. So it's by my hope that today, as we speak about these laws, that we started with the law, what you reap is what you sow, and then we go on to the law of average and the subsequent laws that we are going to speak. People get to understand
All right.
the in-depth knowledge about it.
Yeah, but it sounds interesting. That is, you are talking about you reap what you sow. So you are trying to tell young people that whatever they sow, they will surely reap. So if they sow sparingly, they will reap sparingly. Meaning that, for example, if they don't put more effort in whatever vision they want to pursue, then basically they are not going to yield the needed results they want, right?
True, very true. Most people make the mistake of setting goals by just listing the goals. You know, instead of listing the goals, defining it, visualizing it, working on it, and using the right tools. You know, because they fail to define their goals. The law of average or life gives them 20% of whatever they've set up for. Define all you want in your dream. Now, if you want an apple, do you want a a small red apple? Do you want a big red apple? Do you want a small green apple? Do you want a big green apple? Now, if you want a small red apple, or if you want a white Bentley, and you say, I want a Bentley, and I come and I give you a blue Bentley, which is from 1920, you tell me that, oh no, I don't want 1920 Bentley, I want 2020 Bentley. You requested for a Bentley. So when you set goals, when you define whatever you want, you need to be specific. You need to put it down. You need to write them down. You need to study it. You need to understand it. You need to define it, properly define it, so you don't fall wanting when it comes to you. Because there is a law that governs your want. There is a law that governs your need. There is a law that governs your goal. If your ambition is too little, chances are you not even achieve the little. You achieve like 20% of that little. And this is what is affecting many youths today. Not defining, not visualizing, not analyzing their ambition, not really wanting whatever they want, not truly wanting whatever they want. That is our biggest problem.
Because it sounds interesting. Yesterday, I was having a conversation with my son, and my son really loves football, right? And actually, he's a very good player as well. And
nice.
I said, so which team do you want to play? He said, any. I said, no, you need to choose one. He said, no, any of them will do. I said, no, you have to choose a premiership team. So I said, if I go and put you in a conference team, will you like it? He said, no. So if you have got teams that you don't like, then you should have the one that you like. Then he came out and said, look, I would like to play for Chelsea. That means you need to define what you want.
Yes.
Isn't
you need to define what you want, your goals in life, your ambition. They go into marriage without proper definition of any kind whatsoever. They just enter it. They go into business without any proper definition. They enter into a job without any proper definition of whatever they want. Now, like your son, if he wants to be a footballer, if he wants to be a president, what kind of president do you want to be? Which kind of team, if you want to be a footballer, do you want to play for? Do you want to play for Manchester City, Manchester United? Do you want to play for Liverpool? Do you want to play for Chelsea? If you want to play for Chelsea, which position would you want to play? How long would you want to play for? These are imperative. It is imperative you define these things. Failure to define it, and the world gives you whatever it wants. It's a giant catalog, and we are not waiting for you. We are all moving ahead. We can't wait for you just because you fail to define whatever team you want. It will give you anything you want. That is how the world operates. So
why is it that a lot of people are not able to attract what they want?
Because they operate on the average. You know, there's a law called the law of average. You are the average of all the people around us. You are the average of whatever you think of. Now, you might want money, but what if subconsciously you don't know what you want? Life is beating you down, so you think you want the money. But deep inside of you, you don't want the money because you fail to decide on exactly what you want. Hence, you give life the chance to give you whatever that is left, or the leftovers from the people that really know exactly what they want. So you find out that Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, all these rich people, they have their money, and the leftovers go to the poor. You see, because they couldn't actually think properly. The last time I was here, I made a very profound statement. At least to me, it was profound. That failure to carry an umbrella any day, anytime, means you are signing an agreement, whether you understand it or not, that whenever the rain falls heavily, it should beat you. So that is what will make you become wet. That is what will push you in the average state. Most people actually cannot and do not define their dreams exactly. And they have the law of diminishing intent operating for them, because somebody says, I want to be a pastor, I want to be a prophet, I want to be a teacher, I want to be rich, and they don't even make the move. You define whatever you want, you make the move, lest the law of diminishing intent steps in. The law of diminishing intent says that if you want to do anything, if you have to do anything, if you need to do anything, do it fast, lest you lose the hope, lest you lose the interest in doing it. And that is what has been affecting many youth.
So if you don't define what you want, the world will define it for you. Is that right? Is that what you are trying to say?
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
If you don't define it, the world will define it for you. Yeah,
that sounds very interesting. Wow. So it means that if you don't push the agenda you want to achieve to really get to where you can really achieve it, then it means that the world will rather. So in terms of the umbrella example means that if you don't carry your umbrella, in which you are in a position to carry it, if you don't carry it, then the world will define how the rain will even beat you if it rains. Is it?
Exactly.
This is very interesting. Trust me, man.
Yes. Because by failing to define what you want, you are giving the world a chance to give you 20% of it, 5% of it, 2% of it. You know, ambition determines what you get. Now, with ambition comes what? Determination. With determination comes hard work. With hard work comes achieving. With achieving comes repeating. With repeating comes what? Growing and growing exponentially. Now, we are creators, you know. There's this law that I came across in 2016 with EL and P on the beat telling me, explaining to me even more, called the law of attraction. Now, we are creators. Nothing comes to us by chance. Everything comes to us through us, from us. So it's like I'm making my money from myself, and the money comes to me. So it's like I make the money long before I even receive the money. Everything in this world that happens to us comes from within us and not from outside of us. So don't blame me for whatever you have. Don't blame other people for the people you attract. Don't blame your mother for the kind of people you marry. Don't blame your uncle for the kind of people you marry. You have to be careful about what you create in your subconscious mind. You know, define all you want with your life, with your mind, because you attract whatever you think of. You attract whatever you do. You attract whatever you emit. You attract whatever you give, because then by giving you receive. If you give, you earn it in multiple folds. This law that doesn't care whether you are giving it in a good way or you're giving it in a bad way. Some people call it karma. It's called the law of giving and receiving. You receive everything you emit out into the world. This is how come when you missed your best friend, when you miss your best friend and you think about the best friend, you love your wife, you show love to your wife, the person will call you in a few days and say, hey, Oscar, I am thinking about you. You received what you emitted out. That is how it operates. So these things, whether we understand it or we don't know it, they're the basics. And we have to know it so we can operate on it in the right way. Now, if I want to be a rich person, if I want to be successful in my business, what kind of business do I want to set up? Do I want to set up a fish company? Do I want to set up a Bible selling company? Do I want to set up a biblical school? Do I want to set up something similar to T2i TV? You want to be like Oscar. If you want to be like Oscar, then define it. Get close to people like Oscar. Get close to Oscar. Get close to me. Get close to certain kind of people. You know, that will put you, that will leverage, you can leverage on their intelligence, leverage on their understanding, leverage on everything. Get to attract those kind of people with your mind. It starts from your mind. Everything you are right now, you've attracted. All the sicknesses you're ever going to fall, that is ever going to be for you, you attracted. Nothing is so unique. Nothing is so different. Nothing is so new. We always know what we are, and we will always know it from now till we die.
So you are trying to say that if you want to get sick in the future, you can attract it.
Yes.
You know, sometimes I want to bring it down. That's why I give some of these examples for you to explain further.
Yes, because if you see a young guy, 45 years, and he's got type 2 diabetes, he's probably broke because he neglected to take care of your health, you neglect to take care of your finances. So if you choose the food you eat today, I eat half salad, half jollof rice, and a wee bit of chicken. Now, if you eat proper foods today, what are you doing to yourself? You are building yourself from the future. Just because you're not falling tomorrow, you're not falling sick tomorrow, doesn't mean that sickness is not coming. That is called naivety. Because accumulated disease, accumulated diseases don't show up tomorrow. The food you eat will not just show up the next day. It will take its time. It will compile in your body. It will gather itself. And then it will show up when you're 54 years, 55 years, 72 years, 45 years. Like I said earlier, the person with type 2 diabetes, a young guy with type 2 diabetes, which is a diabetes, the kind of diabetes you brought upon yourself. You actually take your time to analyze such a person. He's probably broke because he didn't take care of his health. He probably forgot, or he probably neglected to take care of his finances too. So it goes hand in hand. If you become something proper in future, you get it. The dress you're wearing today, you thought about the dress and you said, I'm going to buy a white shirt. And you went out and you bought the white shirt. That is how we operate. You don't just see a white shirt and say, white shirt. It doesn't work that way. You must have thought about white shirt some way, somehow. And then when you see the white shirt, it comes close, it pinpoints you. So when we ask you to look inside the room, like if I ask anybody that where is the blue book in your room, everybody will look around your room and say, oh, that's the blue book. Now, if I ask them to close their eyes and say, where is the green plant? They might forget, they will miss the plant. They will potentially miss the plant because why? They didn't set their eyes on the plant. They set their eyes looking for what? The blue book. So we don't often get what we just define. We get what we fail to define too. So our neglect is something that we will talk about today. Our neglect and our choice of actions is also something that will define whatever we will be in future. The food you eat, the people you play with, the jokes you make, the books you read, all these things will define everything in the future for you. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe in the 5 years, maybe in 5 years' time, maybe in 10 years, but surely and definitely they will define it for you.
Wow, that is really powerful. That is really powerful. For all those that are watching us, this program is being sponsored by Train to Inspire Consultancy, your business training and consulting firm. P&Q Personnel, your #1 agency for hiring healthcare assistants and nurses based in the UK. ALS Global Shipping and Logistics, your trusted import and export company based in Accra. ZPay Ghana Limited, your remittance and mobile money company based in Ghana. They now release their mobile money USSD code, and they are now fully entered the mobile money space in Ghana, and their USSD code is *270#. Also, this program is sponsored by Kudu Business Support. It's for your web or graphic design, app development, or social media management. Contact all of them. Their numbers are scrolling on the taskbar. Just take their numbers and contact them. If you say you got the number from T2i TV, you are more likely to get a very good deal. Yes, I'm really enjoying this, and I think you are making some very good points in there that is worth noting. Now, let me go to the level of acceptance. Do you think young people have the right? Because I think some young people think they have got the right for them to be accepted anytime they want. Whatever they put their hands to, even if they don't put in an effort, they should be accepted. Is that right?
That is not right. Absolutely not right. You don't own the world. When you create your planet, you can choose to get the rules and the laws over there. The day you create your planet, what we can rather do is to rather hope for acceptance. Not that we are not entitled to anything on the planet Earth. We are not entitled to my money. We are not entitled to people are not entitled to your time and your money. They are not entitled to your business. They are not entitled to anything on the planet Earth. You are only entitled to what you get. And even with that, there's an exception. There's an exception in the sense that there's diseases of life. Aside the fact, the first one that we spoke about neglect being the first disease of life, there's a second disease of life. And this disease of life is called accumulated disaster, and then the natural disasters of life. The first one, accumulated disaster. The second one, the natural disasters of life. Life is unfair sometimes. These are the exceptions. Life is unfair sometimes. And it's not usually because you did something wrong. But generally, if you do everything right, you get to win. Because the world has purposed itself and have put itself in a place where if you go through the right channel, you end up getting the right things. Now, you are not entitled to get or be on the show. However, if you do something tremendous, if you say something useful, if you try to put yourself into good use, some way, somehow, Oscar will see you and say, you know what, this gentleman, I like you. This lady, I like you. You're smart, you're intelligent. I know whatever you're about, and I want you to come and talk to other people. You cannot up and say, Oscar, I'm called Peter Enimil. I think I'm more smarter than you, or I'm at least close enough to your smartness, or I'm even better than the people that have been on your show, so put me on the show. It doesn't work that way. You only get what you are. You will never get anything different from what you are. So for you to be able to attract decency, for you to be able to attract or to be accepted into the world of greatness, accepted into the world of riches, accepted into the world of whatever it is you want, you have to work for it. Do what you can, do the best you can, and do all you can to make it there. But you cannot get rich by robbery. It doesn't play well. In the end, you will lose it. And you cannot just get rich by coercion. It doesn't work that way. In the end of it, you lose it. You cannot get healthier by wishful thinking. It doesn't work that way. So you don't just wish to be healthy and say, oh, I've accepted to be healthy, or I'm healthy now. It doesn't work. It just doesn't play that way. You have to wish to be healthy, work on getting healthier, which is by eating well, by doing all the needful things, by exercising your body and all this kind of stuff, doing the relevant needful things. If you fail to do those things, then watch how life unfolds for you. If you fail to do the good things, then life will beat you down. It doesn't even matter whether your father is the president of Ghana, the UK, the prime minister of the UK, the president of the United States, wherever you think you're coming from. If you fail to abide by the rules and the laws of the world, by working hard, by making something of yourself, by making good use of yourself, you will still end up a poor man. You still end up a sick man. You still end up a sick woman. You still end up a poor woman. You still end up defining and getting whatever it is that you didn't even want to be accepted for in the first place, because you didn't play fair. You cannot get rich by demand. It doesn't play that way.
Wow. You cannot get rich by demand, meaning that you need to work for yourself. You need to work hard. You have to earn it. But do you think young people are really working hard to earn it?
No, I don't think young people are necessarily working hard. Some are doing it, some do, and some don't. You know, on the Sermon of the Mountain, that Jesus Christ, the Sermon of the Mountain, when he finished preaching, there were people that were shocked or perplexed. There were people that mocked, they were laughing. There were people that joked around the whole thing. There were people that accepted, and then they decided to work on themselves. Now, this happens everywhere in life. One person cannot make a nation. This happens everywhere in life. In the Sermon of the Mountain, the people that were perplexed are still existing today. There are people that will still be perplexed about everything. They'll be shocked about everything in life. And these are called the perplexed. It doesn't matter what you're talking about, they will still be perplexed. And there are people that are mockers and the laughers. They will laugh at everything, they'll joke around everything. And there are people that are the doers and the action takers, the followers. These are the people that Jesus Christ moved ahead and said, you know what? I'm picking you. Join me and let's go to the next place to go and give another sermon. Now, it applies to the same youth that we have today. Most of our youths are perplexed about whatever we are even talking about. They're like, oh, you're shocked. This is not true. And some are making fun of it. What does he know? What does he understand? He's too young. He's not smart. He's poor. He's broke. He's this, he's that. He's even a Ghanaian. He's black. He's white. He's green. He's, all this kind of stuff. By labeling and making fun of you. These mockers and the laughter still exist today. They are the same people who will mock at the people who are making the efforts. They don't do anything anymore as those people doing the effort, and they try to pull them down. There are those, the standby watchers, the perplexed people who watch us grow and do whatever we have to do. And there are people like you and I, the learners and the followers, who will learn and follow through to the very end. So you get clearly that not all youths are doing this. And if you look at these three things, and even if you split it equally by 3, then you find out that only 33.34% of people will probably be the followers or the doers. And I tell you, we are less than 33.3. If we could find 20% of the youth thinking and doing certain things, making good use of themselves and putting themselves to good use, planting the right things, doing the right things, remembering all the seeds they need to plant, putting their portfolio in, diversifying their portfolio and diversifying their knowledge and working on the exact thing they have to work on, then you will have a whole lot of people doing it, a whole lot of people making it. But as it stands, we don't. We only have a few people doing it.
I'm very interested in terms of the markets, because I think now social media has really turned a lot of young people to be mockers. They mock their leaders. They mock anybody that is trying to make progress in life. They mock anybody that is building a vision. If your vision is very unusual and is not part of the norm, they easily like chastise you. They easily want to bring you down. And I believe that this kind of culture is very, very, is destroying our youth. How can we change this?
Yes. Okay, so this is what I believe, right? We cannot change the markets and the leftists. However, we can rather get more doers and more followers. And how do we get more doers and more followers? By preaching more on different mountains. So we move to this mountain and we preach, and we get the 10%, the 5% of followers to do it. Because the mockers will always be the mockers, the leftists will always be the leftists. And these people are the same people that sit on their deathbed and say, had I known. Because had I known is always at last. And you know, had I known is the statement made by the fool. My mother would tell you. A statement made by the fool, had I known, it is always at last, when you are dying. Now, these mockers and the laughers and the perplexed people we find on social media, we find in life, we find among our friends, we find among in our social media platforms. These are the same mockers and laughter that if you pay mind to, you fail. Now, can you imagine Jesus Christ saying that I am going to change the mockers and I'm going to change the laughers, those laughing at me? No, he couldn't. So he said, all ye mockers and all ye laughers and all ye perplexed people, flee. And all ye followers and all ye doers, let's go. So after feeding 5,000 people, he walked away with only few people. And it is the few people that we can multiply by feeding a different kind of 5,000 people and getting the few people, feeding a different kind of 5,000 people and getting a few people. And some way, somehow, when those people that are mockers and laughers and perplexed, they are on their deathbed and they're able to tell their children that I mocked and I was a laughter. I was the perplexed among the people on the Sermon of the Mountain. Some way, somehow, their children might not be perplexed enough, or mockers enough, or laughers enough. They might be followers and they might be doers. This is where we should hope for, because we cannot change some people.
Wow. But that means there's work to be done.
There's more work to be done, I tell you.
And who are the people that are supposed to do that work?
The followers and the students. You know, we the students. We have to do it. We gotta know. You know, we have to know. We have to teach. We have to explain. We have to keep on preaching. We have to keep on telling. We have to keep on showing the way by carving the right path and allowing the next follower to pass through. He also carves a different path at the end of your trail for the next follower to continue the journey. It is only by doing so that we replicate, you know, because if I don't stop and I don't quit and I don't give up, I show somebody the way of not stopping, not quitting, or not giving up. Yesterday, I made a quote and I posted it on my timeline that I don't have to be rich to show you how to be rich. Look at my poverty and learn how not to be poor. See, look at my poverty and learn how not to be poor. It is better you are not poor than you are poor. At least you don't have to be rich. But if you are not poor, it is best that way. Then it is only by not being poor that you can learn how to be rich. But if you are poor, how do you become rich? You see, so we have to show people the way not to be poor. So then they can say, okay, I found the way not to be poor. Now let me study the way to be rich. You see, there's a law called the law of expectancy. Good things are going to happen. Expect good things to happen to you. You can have anything you want in life and you can be anything you want to be. What you expect in your subconscious mind, it will flow in the consciousness. Now, when we carve the proper way and we diversify our portfolio using the law of diversity, as I put it, and we plant more seeds on the ground, We plant more seed of love, more seed of positivity, more seed of knowledge, more seed of intelligence, more seed of wealth, more seed of knowledge, precisely. And more importantly, I mean, if you plant more seed like that, then people will be able to pick up the seeds because the seed will germinate, tend to a plant, bear fruit, etc. The fruits will come down, replicate, like multiply. It will be fruitful. Then people can pick the seedlings of fruit and plant it again. And then by so doing, we replicate and we move on in many ways. So we have a lot to do. We don't know how to build a plant. We don't know how to create a plant, but we know we can only sow the seed by starting. Start by sowing the seed. When we sow the seed and we water it properly, and we do everything we need to do right on the seed, and we close our mind on the seed, then it will germinate and grow into a proper plant. I am saying you close your mind on the seed because imagine you plant tomato today, and then tomorrow you go and dig the tomatoes and see how it's growing. Then you put it back on the floor. What will happen in 1 week? It will die.
Yes.
Nothing happens if you do. So we sow the seed, we water it, we give it an enabling environment, and we close our mind and we watch it grow.
So it means that we need to have patience, right? Because for soul to harvesting means that you need to have patience for it to grow and you need to do the right things. Do you think we have got the patience for our seed to grow?
A very wonderful question. Have you got the patience for our seed to grow? Do we have the time to wait for the bamboo tree to spring in 3 weeks after 5 years? That is a good question for all of us to actually think about.
Yeah, that's the Chinese bamboo, isn't it?
Yeah, the bamboo tree. Yeah, the Chinese bamboo. It takes 5 years. You don't see anything, not even a shoot. And then 5 years later, it springs to 10 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet in only 3 weeks. Now, from the time of planting to the time of shooting up, are we willing to wait? Do we have the ability to wait? It's a very big question that even me myself, I don't think I have the exact answer, but this is what I know. Many of us cannot wait. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. If we are able to carefully and consciously wait, of which I cannot guarantee Kwesi will wait, Oscar will wait, Peter will wait. But I can tell you if Oscar, Kwesi, Peter, John, Aman, Nanama, Nedu, Ekufuado, Boris Johnson, if we are all able to wait patiently, some way, somehow, the door will open. Some way, somehow, we will get there. Some way, somehow, the 3 weeks will reach and we'll shoot to 10 feet, 5 feet or 6 feet. But yes, we have no choice than to wait patiently and peacefully and happily with gratitude. Wait with a heart of gratitude. Wait with a heart of acceptance, because by thanking the universe, by thanking God, it means you've accepted whatever it is that you want, the dream and ambition, etc., that you really want. We have to get a heart of gratitude, because a heart of gratitude is a heart that receives.
A heart of gratitude is a heart that receives. I've always talked about the Chinese bamboo, and I'm like, Peter, I give you a Chinese bamboo, and I say, this seed, and this seed, you are going to make more money out of it. And you plant it 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 12 months, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. This seed has never shoot up. What will you come and do to me?
Mostly, I'll come and say your bamboo tree doesn't work if I don't understand bamboo tree. See, now this is the very essence of this of today. We got to understand the way bamboo trees operate, the laws surrounding the operation of the bamboo tree, lest we become knowledgeable, less knowledgeable about it, lest we give up, lest we lose hope. These are the basics of life, the fundamentals of life. Okay, what are you expecting for the bamboo tree to grow? But do you have the knowledge that it takes 5 years for the bamboo tree to grow? Because if you don't have the knowledge, you'll be frustrated. I'm telling you, I wouldn't even wait for 3 years without the knowledge to know that bamboo tree grows in 5 years. The Chinese bamboo tree will frustrate you because 5 years, who got the time to wait for 5 years? Now you don't know it. Now, if you know, what happens? Because you have the knowledge in your head and you know it deep inside you that it takes 5 years and it is working deep down, you will not be frustrated. You not just go and pour fuel on the ground and bend the ground and say, I hate this ground. It's a barren ground. However, you keep watering it, knowing that one day there's a result coming somewhere, knowing that one day all your effort will not come to vain. It will grow some way, somehow, knowing deep down in yourself that you will receive whatever you've planted. You know, you've planted a seed of positivity, you receive it. You planted a seed of knowledge, you receive it. If you want to be wealthy, steady wealth and take your time, because wealth is not accrued, it's not obtained in a second. The same way Rome wasn't built in a day.
Wow. Because one of the takeaways is knowledge, isn't it?
Yes, knowledge.
It means that a lot of people are pursuing certain things, or they are pursuing certain visions that they don't have in-depth knowledge and understanding of what they are pursuing. And that is why they can be frustrated. They don't have knowledge like that of the Chinese bamboo.
True, very true. Most people don't have the knowledge of it. Now, imagine a man that wants to be wealthy. He studies finances, and then when he gets the money, he's unhappy. You see, that is the irony of life. It is only true because this man studied economics, but he never studied joy. You find a rich man that is unhappy. You find a happy poor man that is not rich. A happy person that is poor. He studied how to be happy, but he never studied economics of life. He never studies wealth. He's never studied wealth. So if you want to be happy and rich, you need to study the economics of finances or the economics of wealth. At the same time, study the economics of joy. Failure to study the joy, how to become joyful in life, you understand that you're going to be sad. And this is the kind of frustration that the bamboo tree will give you. You can have a bamboo tree growing at a day or at a time that you are not even expecting. And at the time when you've given all the land to somebody and say, hey, I planted something over here, it didn't grow. So I'm giving you the land, take it. Take care of your property, lest somebody takes it from you when you are old.
Wow. This is very deep. Trust me, it's very, very deep. So the finance guy studied finance, he got the money, but he's not happy. Meaning that he studied what finance is all about, but he didn't study the economics of joy.
Joy, yeah.
Wow. That is really interesting. Trust me, man.
See, now there's another interesting law that people don't know. It's called the law of use and the law of value. These two laws are very powerful. They work hand in hand. What you don't use, you lose. What you don't value, you lose. The key is knowing what to use. You know, material or master utilizing your time. Materialize the effectiveness of your time, and you master the process of acquiring wealth. I was sharing this idea or this law a few days ago, that time is more valuable than money. You can get more money, but you can never get more time. If you spend your money today, you can get what? More money tomorrow. But imagine spending your day or wasting your day. How are you going to get it back? So these are the things youth and young people and people growing up need to understand, that make an investment with your time. Stay productive, stay useful. I'll give you this scenario. Two people work in a company. They are all salespeople, the same criteria, sales agents, the same description, the same company with the same boss. One person earns 10,000 United States dollars a month. The other person works home with $1,500 or $2,000 a month for the same job. How is it that the two salespeople, one work and gets 10,000 a month in commission, the other gets 1,500 or 2,000 a month? So we took our time to ask the person that was getting 1,500 a month, and we asked him, why are you getting 1,500 a month? And he was like, if I had more time, like my colleague does, then I would make more money like he makes. Now, these are the same person. This is the same person with his colleague. Both of them have 24 hours in a day, which is 1,440 minutes. What, in the same day? Lest he's asking for more time. So we asked the other person. The other person was asked That how are you earning $10,000 every month in commission, and your friend is earning $1,500, your colleague is earning $1,500? He said the secret is about effectively using my time, maximizing the efficiency and the output of my time. I use my time wisely because I can always make more money, but I can never get the time. Take home from this: you can't waste your life. If you waste your time, you waste everything, including your money. You can always make more money, but you can never make more time. We are here teaching the right things, the basic things for people to know, lest you become somebody with accumulated disaster, lest the disasters of life, the artificial disasters of life hits you. You see, the understanding of these basic things that Oscar wants us to know, the understanding of these basic things that I have come to understand, is what will lead us through the path of greatness. Without this, we are not going anywhere.
Wow, this is really powerful. I just want to wrap up. Now, briefly, I want you to be very brief. What are the disasters of life? Basically, just briefly.
So, in a short form, the disasters of life, we have one accumulated disaster, which is neglect and the judgment of discipline, laziness, failure to take care of yourself. If you should do something, you could do something, but you don't do that thing. That is what we call recipe for disaster. To avert this, you should do all you can, do what you can, do the best you can. And we have the second one called the natural disasters of life. Life is unfair. Honestly, life can be unfair sometimes. It is not usually because you did something wrong. Life is full of the good, and also it has the bad. Now, you can plant a crop. You can have a whole large plantation. And then some way, somehow, they all grow well because you did everything right. And then just the day before you harvest all this, your plantation, or the banana, your tomato, whatever it is you've planted, rain falls so heavily that it destroys everything you've worked hard for. No hard feelings. It is not your fault. It's just a disaster of life. You have no beef. It's not as if you did something wrong, but these are natural disasters of life. And this is what we call the natural disaster. It is not by your own doing that this happened, but because sometimes things happen in life and they're not to our favor. So we need to understand this so we don't have any hard feelings against God or against life or against ourselves to not reproduce the next way.
Wow. So there are natural circumstances of life that whatever we put our mind to, it can destroy it. But we should remember that they are part of life. And as they are part of life, it means that it can happen. And when it happens, we need to pick up the pieces and start all over again.
And move forward.
Now, this is going to be probably my last question. Do you think when the disasters of life, do you think when it happens, do you think people are able to pick up the pieces and start all over again, or majority gives up, especially young people?
Some do and some don't. The number of people that do, they are very, very few. Because most people give up after, you go through all this hard work of having a 2-acre plantation, tomato farm, 2 acres. And then just the next day before you harvest it, fire burns it. Some way, somehow, something happens and fire burns it. Not because you did anything wrong, because nature happened. Or some explosion from somewhere happens and everything goes off. You did nothing wrong, sir. But if you can piece yourself together, of which many people don't, because they give up. Why me? Now, if you're asking me why, if you're asking God why me, then who are you going to give a house address to? Okay, give God a house address and a name. Name a house address and a number, and God will call the person, and the next time it will happen to that person too. You see, because we cannot produce any house number and give God anything, we give up. Say, God, this one you didn't try. You didn't do well. I did everything right, yet I still didn't make it to the end. No hard feelings. It's part of life. One day there'll be rapture. Somebody will never reap the money that he's working hard for. No hard feelings. Somebody will die the day before he's about to make his first $1 million. No hard feelings. It's all part of life. These are all natural disasters. But many people give up. I tell you, many people give up. Only a few pick themselves up. Only a few. It's like recession, economic recession. When economic recession happens, only few people are able to make more money. Jeff Bezos was able to accumulate more than 10% or 15% of his wealth again during this coronavirus period. The same applies to Bill Gates and many other people. How come some of us are broke and some of us are making 20% more of their billions already? Some do and some don't.
Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, what does the future hold for young people? Very briefly, then we are done.
The future holds the same thing it holds for us today. The world hasn't changed and will never change. It was raining 6,500 years ago. It will rain tomorrow. And it will rain the next 6,500. The only thing that the future holds for anybody, which will be different, is what the path the person carves for themselves. If you carve a path to greatness, you will never end up in poverty or in mockery. If you carve a path of greatness, you will never end up in mockery. So if you want anything to be different for you, then you have to start changing things. For things to change, you gotta change your ways. For things to get better for you in the future, you gotta be better right now.
Wow. For things to change, you have to change your way. Wow, this has been a very powerful discussion. And as usual, I always love your discussions. I don't know, like you have locked yourself up on Step Out Youth Impact Zone. You will always be coming back and be coming back because I could see you've got so much up your sleeve. There is so much in your belly that I think you don't have any place to really pour it out. So T2i TV will give you the platform to pour it out, to give young people the opportunity for them to also understand that there are certain young people around that are not complaining, that are working so hard to change the status quo and bring a difference to our world. And that is what this platform is all about. For those of us who are watching us for the first time, the Step Out Youth Impact Zone is about interviewing young people between the ages of 12 to 30 years that are making a difference in our world, with a strategic focus on the African continent and young people in diaspora. It's been wonderful having you, but before I go, let me just talk about our sponsors. This program, all the T2i TV programs, is powered by Train to Inspire Consultancy. Train to Inspire Consultancy is your business training and consulting firm. Then P&Q Personnel, your #1 agency for hiring healthcare assistants and nurses based in the UK. ALS Global Shipping and Logistics, your trusted import and export company based in Accra. Then ZPay Ghana Limited, your remittance and mobile money company based in Ghana. Kudu Business Support, your web or graphic design, app development, or social media management. Just contact Kudu Support. That is Kudu Business Support. Now, if you want to contact any of these organizations for their services, their numbers are scrolling on the taskbar on the screen. Just take their numbers and contact them. If you talk to them that you've got the number from T2i TV, you are more likely to get a good deal because they are all partners of this T2i TV programs. Now, it's been wonderful. And if you want to advertise on this show, please, there is a number also scrolling on the screen. Just contact us to really advertise on any of our shows. Also, some of our programs that we really want people to come on is the Step Out SME Focus. Step Out SME Focus is the program where we interview business owners and showcase their product and services. If you're a business owner and you want to come and talk about your product and services, you want to talk about your entrepreneurial journey, contact us with the number on your screen. Then also, if you have written a book and you want a platform to share what the book is all about, also contact us to come on the show so that we will bring you, that's the Step Out Authors Corner. We'll bring you on the show for you to talk about your book. Now, your last word, sir.
Expect greatness and greatness will come to you. Expect good things to happen to you. Understand these basic laws we've shared today and apply it to your lives. If you apply it, chances are good things will happen to you. If you don't apply it, it still doesn't diminish the fact that it still exists. My bet and my prayer is that I gave you value today and that you'll be able to apply the value and then make something for yourselves. This is my last word. And thank you, Oscar. Thank you really so much. Thank you all.
Thank you very much as well for your time. And I'm really blessed with some of the powerful discussions that we have had here. Normally, when I finish this program, I'm going to watch it again straight away and take my pen and paper to really jot some points for the future. I'm also in the learning process. I'm like a gold. I'm being refined every day. I have to get to my stage where I become the real deal in terms of that gold that is more valuable in the marketplace. So we are still what? We are still in the process of working so hard to bring that change to our lives and to our community. We'll be coming here this coming Thursday. This Thursday, I've got a powerful guy, a powerful man. That is a person that transitioned from the theater room, that is, I mean, the consulting room as a medical doctor, into management. He's coming to talk to us about his transition because there's a lot of doctors, there are some people, because of their skills, they stay at that position for the rest of their life. But this man said, enough is enough. I've been in the consulting room for far too long. I'm now really digressed into management, and he's got a powerful, story to share with us. He is in the person of Dr. Philip Anderson. He will be coming our way this Thursday. Don't miss it. These are the kind of discussions that you need to really listen to really change your life. Thank you very much, Mr. Enimil, once again, and God richly bless you.
God bless you.
Thank you, everyone that watched us. See you on Thursday, 7 p.m. GMT, 8 p.m. UK time. Don't miss the dial. Share this to everyone. Share this to your WhatsApp platforms, to anywhere that you think people might need this discussion. This discussion goes across board. Though this discussion, the guest is a young person, but what he discusses is for the old, it's for the young, it's for everyone. Stay blessed and see you on Thursday and Saturday. Thank you. Bye-bye.
I